Hello? Are we live? Hello. Checking. 1, 2. 1, 2. Checkity check. Czechoslovakia. Checkmate. Check out. Check up. What's up, Justin? This episode is sponsored by my sister-in-law's banana bread. And, as always, the drink of all comedians, milk. Not that I'm a comedian. Tommy? Doc? Hello. Totally blanked because I was off work yesterday, so this kind of seemed like the first day of the week, which is when I normally stream. So I just invited JVD to come play some games, and he's like, dude, we're doing Smashboxx. I'm like, oh my gosh. So this just became the warm-up. This is the pre-Smashboxx show. And then we'll probably jump off once they start, because, I mean, can't compete with that. So what are you guys doing? I've got an update to a game. Robert, what's up? Robert, it's not your game. This is so awkward. And it's not like I'm seeing other people, I promise. You cannot have banana bread without milk. Thank you. That would be super weird. I don't even know what that would taste like. Not banana bread. You know, I didn't think of the social implications about eating banana bread with chocolate chips on live TV. I might get chocolate stuck in my teeth. That would be so embarrassing. Just saw Ricky Morton wrestling. I'm sorry. I don't know what that means. I'm pretty out of touch with the world of wrestling. Although I used to wrestle. Fun fact for you. Does the bread Heiser? I wish it was Nutella. No. Just tastes like chocolate chips. It's going good, Russ. I would imagine the bread would Heiser pretty well, Doc, but I am not about to waste any of it on a test. I think Smashboxx starts at 9, right? Can anyone confirm? He hasn't responded to my message, so I'm guessing that they are busy getting their stream set up. But I think that we've got the shelf life on this stream is about 35 minutes at this point before they turn on their stream, and all of us, myself included, are no longer interested in this and are going to be watching Smashboxx. Put the bread. No way. If it was raisin bread, yeah, I'd get rid of that all day long. Not banana bread. Throw away your happiness. says Doc. Not a chance. Hmm. Putt for dough, not bread. Putt for dough, not with dough. That's what they say. I need to find... We're going to play UDG again. Sorry, Robert. We will stream your updates very soon because I am also excited about those. But UDG dropped a pretty big update over the weekend. If I can find it. There it is. Maybe. There it is. So I just need to put it up on the screen. I also want to make sure you guys got the audio. Stereo mix. Mute in headphones. Okay. I don't have my headphones in. So let's see. Let's switch over to the game. Hello. Here we are. Man, I feel like I'm taking up a lot of real estate over this game. I might shrink my face down. Sorry. Sorry, guys. UDG updated so you can use a pipeline. It's not that updated, Doc. Not that updated. They're not that up to date. Soon, though. No, I don't know that. Let's hope. I want to make sure you've got sound coming through. So what I'm going to do is to add this audio source right there. Okay. Can you guys... I shouldn't be hearing this. Let's just start with Breezy Pines. Oh, that's cool. They added a time of day add-in. They added that add-in. Can you guys hear like the sound of her running around? I think I have it. I think I have the audio in the feed, but I'm not sure. I mean, I could put on my headphones and check, but this is way more risky. Let's go to a mid-range and change the throw type to a forehand. Now, one thing that, so you'll see this disc right here, right? I'm not pointing at the lady. Look past the lady. Do you see the disc right beside that little circle there? That's how you're going to change your angle control eventually. I don't think you can. Oh, yeah. So when I am holding down on throw, I'll look down so you can actually see it. And I roll up and down on the wheel, on the middle mouse wheel, I can actually change the angle of the disc. So I don't believe, well, let's just see. Let's put it all the way up and just see if it's in there. I didn't think that it was in the game yet. Yeah, I think that's the normal angle. So it hasn't been implemented into the game, but that's how you will do that. Do a putt. Sounds good. Okay, so you can hear it. That's good. Wow. Man, the suspense on these putts. Putting, I just played it once. I played about 5 holes a couple days ago, and it looks like overall, it looks like quite a few really good changes just to disc flight physics. Putting, actually, quite a few pretty good improvements on the putting green. I can't wait till we can adjust the angle of the disc because I can never get this disc far enough on this hole. Always have to end up making a putt. All right, where are we at? I can't tell how far away from the basket we are. Josh, you're probably not in here yet, but if you watch this stream later, I would love to see how many feet remain to the basket so I could start to kind of dial in my putting a little bit. As it stands right now, I feel like we need to go right to the... Oh, I didn't throw it full power. Might be low. Nope. And it's going to stick. See, that's one of the biggest updates. None of those were sticking at first. So, good news. If you hit the chains most of the time, right in the middle like that, it feels like your putts should stay in. So, that is a very handy update. Oh, I should move the disc. See, if you click the middle mouse button, it changes the color of the middle, the guiding line, whatever you want to call that. And if you roll it up and down, you're going to change the disc angle. What's up? Hi, welcome. Just getting everybody excited for Smashboxx. Okay, this looks like a very similar distance. I'm going to go just a little higher. That was full power. There we go. Stay in there. Oh, yeah, that one hit a little high. Zach, what's up? Can't be mad about that. You putt them high, your putts might die. That's what my grandpa always used to say. Yikes. That wasn't good. This game is awesome. Oh, man, I have not... Okay, so let's... I mean, if it were half the distance, it would be here. So let's double that and go up here to the right and see where that's at. Let's go. Get out of the way, lady. Oh, man. Again, a little high. Still a good putt. Night, Doc. Thanks for hanging out. Let's try a mid-range forehand here. Just miss those trees. Oh, well missed. Oh, no. The distances, I'm not going to be that guy, which is what every that guy says right before he is that guy. But the distances are off. I'd like to ask Josh, because I played this course a number of times when we were just starting out, and my distances are all off, so I'm wondering if he has messed with the power. Oh, come on. Yes. Awesome. That was a good one. Let's pace it off. See how far that was, because we don't have, again, we need a distance indicator to the basket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 tiny lady steps. That's probably like, yeah, I'd say that's edge of the circle. Which is harder in this game than in real life, traditionally. Let's see. So I'm going to stick with the driver then, just because I don't feel like I'm getting the distance. Let's just try and barely miss that tree, and I'll probably be on the right-hand side of the fairway, but at least it'll be far enough. Yeah. About like we thought. 40 feet, you think, Russ? I'll take that. Where is it? Ooh, let's go get that trash. Acquired 1 trash. Do you think you could, if you were going to sponsor this game, it'd be kind of cool to get your discs in, you know, as the ones that they throw. But I think they should have an elite level sponsorship where you can actually pick another company's discs to be like laying around as litter that you have to pick up. Mic drop. Yeah, these holes are tough now. Without being able to change the angle of the disc. Tough to get them all the way down there and still stay relatively straight. Nice. That putt was not staying in a week ago. Forehand driver again. Oh no. That wasn't good. That needed to be way higher. All right, we got to finish on a big putt. We can do it. We've done it before. Dang, didn't nail it. Oh. Ah. Whoa, that's hole 9? Oh, no, okay. One more hole. I was like, wow, they changed the whole layout. One more chance to prove ourselves. There's a full power drive. Okay, I'm going to throw the putter. Not quite full power. Oh no! Guys, I'm telling you, the power's been nerfed. So basically that same thing again. And I'll be right under the basket. Oh my gosh, this is getting bad. Gotta clean this up. Ouch. Ouch. That's like the UDG of yesteryear. All right. Overall, you know, bad couple ending holes there, but overall, very. Oh, you know what? Let's see. Oh, let's see if we can play Dusty Canyon yet. Nope, not yet. Sunny Birch. Okay. And next thing to test, let's see if they fixed the teleportation issues. So can I teleport? Yes, I can. So they fixed that. Nice. Let's start out with the birdie. Yes. Wow, she really likes to celebrate. This one, I just keep going long. I feel like this is the angle, but maybe if I just took off some power. Yeah. I don't know, that one's tricky. I feel like a full power drive gets you right up on the shelf, but then it always skips into the trees. Oh! Nice. I love that. Even from 50 feet. She's giving it her all. I pretty consistently bogey or double that one because I run that into the trees, so that's okay. Yeah. We've got Venus Williams here on the tee. Let's do a putter. Not great. But now that putts will go in, it does change. Shots like that now are not completely lost. There's still hope. Ouch. Ouch. If we get too many more, though, I think my feedback, even after playing this patch, is it's so much better. That, you know, I don't even want to say it, but putting is so much better, but I still feel like it needs made easier, I guess. It sounds kind of lame to say it that way, but I feel like it's still way too punishing. I feel like if you hit a putt at good speed right in the middle of the chains, most of the time it should stay in, and every once in a while it should spit out. It used to be the exact opposite, and right now it's probably like, I don't know, from the putts we've thrown tonight, 60-40, 65-35, something like that. Get it. Yes. Ride the horse. Have you ever looked into the Innova Condor? It's my style. Do you mean the Condor? Because I've never thrown one. I know what it is. I've seen it in enough videos. But I have never thrown a Condor. Oh, they added some trees, I think, here. Let's do a whole preview with N. Looks like it's relatively... Whoa! Look out, drone. Looks like it's relatively straight. Oh, okay, there it is. I'm thinking mid-range, backhand right here. Oh, is that too strong? Sit. Sit. Too strong. We'll know for next time. Let's see if we can make some magic happen. Magic. Magic has happened. We made it happen. Okay, probably the same thing going the other way. Mid-range forehand, I'm thinking. Hopefully that's high enough. Looks all right. Get down. Nice. Uh-oh. We'll change the camera with C. Switch to a spin putt. Oh, man. Can I... Oh, sweet. That's handy. That's awesome. I can change the camera to the left or the right of my player with C while I'm looking at the while I'm powering up. Nice feature. Came in handy there. Still was able to pick up the birdie with that nice little camera option. And this is probably a putter flick. Keep it low. Let it bump and run. Bump! Run! Run! That was a bump and done. All right. We got some more magic to make happen. I thought it was a magical night. What we have seen so far is that the bogeys and double bogeys on the putting green are essentially taken care of. Wow. I was looking at you guys, not the whole preview. You know, it used to be you could get up around the basket, but you still didn't really know if you were going to par it, bogey it, double bogey it, or whatever. Because you didn't have any idea putt to putt what was going to stay in the basket or not. So some of these haven't stuck for birdie, like that one's a little high. Yeah, that one's not going to stick. But we're going to par. So what I'm going to B to bring up the score card. B for score book, maybe? Caddy book? Not sure what B would represent in that scenario. Looks like we're 4 under with 1 left to play. Let's check it out. Oh, it is just right there. Yeah. Aaron, I had to spend several hours in an imaging chamber. We're going to switch to a putt, and I'm going to spin putt a driver. It's just so crazy it might work. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, that is not good. This is magic that is probably not happening. Whoa, she is in a rock. Oh. Okay. See if we can clean up our par at least. The suspense in this game is absolutely thrilling. Okay, it's a par. We got it. All right, let's keep this going. Teleportation has not traditionally worked on any of these holes. We're going to see if it's good through the back nine. Oh, none of the whole previews worked on the back nine. That's what it was. Whoa! What? Oh my gosh. I just threw 500 feet straight uphill. Way to go, lady. Oh, man. I thought that glowing thing was the basket, and I was like, oh, this is going to end up really well. Oh, you know what? We're about to find out. Oh, that tells the story right there. I was going to say, are these solid objects, or are they... Can I throw through them? Okay, don't want to hyzer through there. Don't want to just burn it. I think my option is going to be a high stall hyzer with a mid-range. This is going to work. I feel really good about this. Okay, now stall. Now stall. Go ahead and stall any second now. Just go ahead and drop. Yep, just come on down. Down to the ground. Wow. My game does that sometimes. Okay, so like I started right here. So we just threw like 500 feet that way, then 30 feet, then 400, or probably about 500 feet again, because now we're about 30 feet behind the tee box. Listen, now we know, not a power backhand. I just need to throw a forehand up the hill with a mid-range instead of a driver. There it is. Bite! Oh no! Oh my gosh. Where are we now? That's not the hole. I think the hole's back this way. Let's just get out. Oh no. Oh no. I just want to get this hole done. There it is. All right, we're putting. It's not a death putt. We're good. That'll work for a quad or whatever it is. Oh wow, he doesn't even have an animation for that. That's how bad that was. Let's see. Let's push the bore card. Oh no. Okay, well there's a bug. I can't see the back nine score, just the front nine. Interesting. Let's see if they fix the whole previews. Okay, awesome. Looks like those are working now. Just around the river bend. What? Oh no, I didn't change it to forehand. Guys. Garbage. I think I'm still a little gun shy from that last hole. Thanks, Mark. Thanks for noticing. I'm surprised you're able to tell, me being in the chair and all. I work out. I have heard that feedback though from several people. They're like, the camera seems a little low, like the default view, like when you're running and stuff. Whole preview. Another forehand, I think. Another mid-range. This time let's actually change it to forehand. Oh, mid isn't long enough. Should have done driver. I'm just going to kind of throw it through there and hope it works out. Hey, it worked out. Whole preview. Right down there. How far is this? 272. So I think that's about max distance for a mid-range. It is going to be downhill, so I think I could maybe cheat it up and to the right. Get a little extra distance. Oh, yeah. No. Remember, they changed the power. Gonna have to start factoring that in. So mid-range is, you're looking at 250 on a hyzer. Ugh. Hole 14, 391. And it is dead straight, but man, hard to access. It's going to be a driver backhand for sure. But I just want to throw it far enough out here so that it doesn't mess with those trees on the left. Yeah, tough to get that one all the way to the basket. Any new stuff coming up with DGA soon? Yes, a ton actually. It's like a very exciting time. For DGA, we're making a lot of branding updates. We'll be announcing those starting in the next few weeks, probably. But we also began working on a new product that I'm pretty excited about and can't talk about. Sorry. But yes, lots of new stuff. That has been my full-time job. Full-time plus, right? Because it's all, I'm so excited about the stuff we're doing. So 40 hours goes by a little too fast, and then you're like, if you're still excited, then if you're still excited and your family's asleep, how about that? Then go back to work. That's how you know you like your job. Okay, this one is up and to the left. Interesting. So let's see what happens when we just burn a driver down here. Yeah, not bad. Not good. Nice. I agree. Can't wait to tell you. We'll be talking about a lot of it on here this spring. Post show. Felt like I've parred a lot in this back nine. I lack the talent or the distance to be able to get the disc close. Now here's one we can get close. What do we got? 186. So maybe this should be a putter flick. Let's see what a putter flick does. Oh no. Oh man. That wasn't good at all. All right, still doable. It's still in the discussion. Oh, lost it left. Oh, it's stuck. Good catch. You're getting poison ivy. Stop it. Stop celebrating in there. Whole preview. Pretty straightforward. Let's see if we can end on a massive driver. I think the higher you put them, the farther it goes. So what if we just like put it way up there? Just let it work. Not gonna get it. That to backhand. I think Josh might want to change the sound to be only when she throws a certain power level or above, maybe. Not like every shot. Okay, I almost missed the last one left. So let's come right with this one. Is that low? No, it's not. Ah, dang. All right. This confirms it. If any of you have ever doubted if that's in or not. Game says no. It's not. has to be supported by the trapper basket or the chains. Oh, we got one more. This one's just right there around the corner, 275. Basically the same shot I just threw. Oh no, I didn't switch to forehand. Oh, goodbye. Bye, basket. Ah, that was sad. Where's the mulligan button? And into the trees. Ah, dang. Well, mid-range backhand out there, maybe? Cut. Cut. Oh, we might have a chance. We might have a chance. All right, circle's edge, 60 feet, 65. Wow, two in a row. Top of the basket. So is that my 9 hole? That's probably the 18, wouldn't you think? So I was 4 under on the front 9, and I guess I would have been 7 over on the back 9 for a score of +3. Yikes. What time is it? Is Smashboxx on? You know what we need to do? Let's see if Smashboxx is on. Luke Humphreys. Oh, we're going to have to check that out. Da, 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 da. I got it, guys. What we can do is
disc golf related things that maybe broke right before the podcast or during the podcast.
Okay, what we need to do.
And when you're not here, I'm usually in bed by like 12:30, which is great. When you're not, it's closer to 2.
Yeah, well, it is chilly out right now, and
I wonder.
I'm not going to miss some of the weather. Super excited. So I'll give you a quick rundown that we're going to see Luke Humphreys joining us in just a few minutes here, actually, tonight. He was recently...
Pitches for the Cubs, right? He's Rookie of the Year?
Yeah, the lefty? No.
What I'm wondering
joining us as the new Rookie of
is,
the Year
will we get
on
sued
the men's side. I believe it was Christine Jennings.
if I do
Or maybe came in just
this?
after last week's show. But either way, congratulations, of course, to both of them. So Luke is going to be joining us, and then after we have a conversation and I catch up with Luke, I know it's been a little while since we talked to him, then we're also going to have Colt Breck join us, and he comes in from the organization previously known as the Next Gen Tour.
Okay, here we go.
And there's a little bit of, of course, a story to that as they set it up that way. But we'll talk to Colt and get some insight as to what's going on with the Next Gen. I think we're moving into the 4th or 5th year already with the Next Gen's existence, and we've seen it kind of...
Just for the record, I am acknowledging that this is perfectly,
it's gone through some transition,
completely illegal
some different components
and immoral and everything.
Directions, large payouts.
Now that that's been said,
Smaller but more
I'm just
even
going to keep doing this.
qualifying, championships. They've really kind of tested the waters with a
How
lot
do
of
I
things, and it'll be good for us to talk
to move
about
it?
what people can expect for this year's iteration and what I would assume is going to be
Move that off my face.
moving forward. So it's definitely evolving. I think is the best possible way I can word that. And I'm excited to hear what that really means.
There we go.
From an organizational and structural standpoint.
No, I'm going to make them.
The Pro Tour.
I'm going to make them big, and I'm going to put myself in the middle.
And trying out new things. Some very successful. Some
Uh-oh.
not so much.
I lost it.
Again, looking into 2020.
There we go.
We'll see what the plan is there.
So we're going to have a national amateur disc golf tour and a disc golf pro tour. We got both sides covered.
What if I made it
That sounds
thirds?
Like, the logical progression. And again, those are maybe some of the questions we can talk to.
Is there sound coming through
There's been
this
a lot of
chat
talk
too?
throughout the years of, hey, there should be a focus on the amateur side of things. Does the PDGA focus more on pros?
Okay, now let's take my.
We obviously have a much larger contingency of amateurs that are signed
Whoa,
up with the
whoa.
organization. Are they getting representation accordingly? And is the next gen and the amateurs?
Whoa, what is that?
Is that maybe going to be some of those answers that people are looking for? So I've been watching. Watching is kind of a strong phrase. I have been in the background playing various YouTube videos of all sorts, everything from finance stuff to political stuff, sometimes entertainment, whatever it is. But lately, it's been on in the background as I've been doing a lot of editing lately.
Right.
And what I found, one of the consistencies with some of the more frequent YouTubers, not so much your late night shows that put out the clips, but your actual YouTubers that do it for a living, is how adamant they really are on the whole subscribe concept.
Smash that subscribe, ring that
Exactly.
bell. The typical,
The call outs, the call to action, the shout out to do those types of things.
You can Mystery Science Theater with us.
Then I started doing a little bit more research about the algorithms and what YouTube actually means. And
It is, but it's really quiet. Okay, hang on.
Series where they talk about what that means for individuals, and it's incredible to think of what just clicking on the like button really does, and the importance and the significance, how YouTube perceives it, along with you and the rest of
Is
your
that
then
better?
viewing, recommendations and such. So that's a long-winded of saying, press the like button. I know some people really graciously say that within our chat board from time to time, but it is actually really imperative. It's really important that you do it. It really helps with the discovery of the channel, bringing more people in, and also with a lot of the other analytics that go on behind the scenes with YouTube. So, yeah, press the like button. That's my most polite way to ask that.
Press the like button, subscribe, ring the bell. Please sign up on our Patreon. And, of course, go out and subscribe to the podcast on whatever podcasting app you have.
It sounds like they're in the
Most
room
of the time,
with you.
if you are reading this, or I'm sorry, if you're listening to this, you probably already are, but a lot of
Oh,
people
now
are
my
watching
face
it
is
on
too
YouTube.
small.
And you might not be able to get here every week, so go find whatever podcasting
Hey,
app
please,
is on your phone and just subscribe.
all three of
Even
you,
if you never happen to need it.
go
one
like
time
their
you do,
video
we'll be there
first.
for you.
so I don't feel bad.
I would like to say real quickly, thank you. It looks like Eric Sterner also graciously just did a little super chat action along with Wayne Harpster. So thank you guys. Those aren't two names I necessarily even recognize on our board. So thank you guys so much for jumping in there and super chatting. Of course, that's always welcome as well, but totally optional. So real quick before we jump on the line here with Luke, I just want to say thank you. We had a lot of people really reach out to us, and we appreciate all of, whether it's an accolade or a criticism or a suggestion, whatever the case might be. We do get some feedback from time to time. But last week in particular, there was a lot of
An
feedback that
abundance,
came back.
plethora of feedback.
And so thank you.
You're
for
welcome.
starters, just thank you for giving any and all kinds of feedback.
You're welcome,
we
Terry.
also know, like I said, we get sometimes requests for individuals or storylines that we may or may not be able
I'm
to
gonna see if
actually
Johnny
feature or
will
talk
high-five
about.
the
We do
left-hand
get a
side
lot
of
that.
his
But
frame.
last week having Brody here was pretty special in that he has such a large reach and such a large audience that we saw, of course, larger numbers on our YouTube page. We saw larger numbers on the Facebook reach. And just to put it in perspective, just looking back 1 week, a few days ago, I was looking at the Facebook reach, which I know we don't pay a lot of attention to necessarily. But if a typical podcast, I think, said somewhere for us has somewhere from
Don't leave me
6
hanging.
to 10,000 is the normal organic
on.
reach that some of our podcast has that features and feeds through Facebook
Come
directly.
on.
When I looked a few days ago, the Brody one had well over 70,000 in terms of the reach.
Impressive.
And that's not necessarily views, and I need to bore you with more analytics, but
Johnny.
that does speak just a huge volume to what it meant to have him here, and then also the way in which it, I don't know, sprawled out, the way it did reach and how much it got out there.
That is
So
funny.
I know there's a lot of conversation throughout the week as to if it's good or bad or what people think about it. Those opinions, you can continue to have all those. But then a few days later, we
man.
did see, as he was keeping it hush-hush with us, that
Okay,
he
I got to
really did
fix
know,
this.
and that
It looks
Friday,
It looks weird.
Thursday or Friday evening,
the desktop
he had gone to Michigan. He met up with Paul and Hannah.
down.
They did some things over the weekend, and Brody then became a sponsored
Move.
team member of Team Discraft. I didn't look on the actual website in terms of where they classified him.
Nor did I, honestly. Maybe we'll check it out in a couple minutes.
Not sure that it really matters.
For those of you watching on Facebook right now, Brody Smith is not on tonight. The title didn't update. I hit.
That's weird.
I know it's not, because I hit the go live just before I hit the update on the title. I did them in the reverse order that I should have.
Johnny,
so that's
if I
why
could
it's saying Brody. I could stop the
Johnny.
Facebook stream and restart it with the right title,
Johnny,
but then I think it would kick everybody that might be watching off.
if I could
so
interrupt,
I'm not going to bother.
if I could
you
just
are
no,
totally
Terry,
trolling. The clickbait Johnny.
Clickbait Johnny.
Clickbait
I'll boot
Johnny.
you all up. I
No.
ain't that way.
No, if you're going for that clickbait, we're going to get it on Facebook.
listen,
but-
if I could interrupt, guys,
and I do see
just
a lot of our regulars on the board. So
Okay.
I don't know if we've got Luke. I will reach out to him and make sure. I know we told him it would be about 10 after. So if Luke is ready, we can have him
ooh, you know
call
what?
in.
I need to put a title.
Apologize. I'm going to try and send him a message here.
There are 52 people watching us on Facebook right now. Oh, I'm sorry, 47.
Oh,
They
There we
just
go.
got word that Brody wasn't on. Yeah, have Luke call. We'll be right here.
I could use that to cover up.
Also, go ahead.
No, please go ahead.
Oh, you got it.
Oh, I was gonna say a little bit of PDGA news. A couple hours ago, the 2020 U.S. Women's Disc Golf registration opened. So go out if you are interested in signing up for that event. You have to be an FPO or not an FPO. You have to be a female player. So please go out and register for that. That's an important major. And we've had a few talks with the PDGA about possibly doing some coverage. I don't know what's going to happen with that. We submitted a bid, and I think we're going to talk possibly with the PDGA next week about that.
I need to make a
I
frame.
don't know for sure, but I wouldn't at this point. Anything's up in the everything.
I need to make a
frame.
frame
We
that's
shall
the
see how it
same.
works out. Well, it looks like
color.
he's getting himself in position. He's already in great position. Look at this guy, like he's a pro, and we have him all the time. Johnny's got to
That's
set
what
up a shot or
theirs
two.
is.
And
Maybe I can move that back up.
oh, look at this! Gosh, Johnny V is so good, folks. You guys have no IES.
He's
Close. Yep.
he's so
There
good,
we
Terry.
go. All right.
All right, coming in from our Disc Baron Digital Green Room, Luke Humphreys.
Hey,
Hey, buddy, how you
Luke.
doing?
Yeah, couldn't be better. How
Luke's
about
my
you fellas?
bro.
Good.
We're not the rookie of the year, but I think we're doing all right.
Yeah. Is there an age limit on that? Because I
No.
said, could Brody get it next year?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just, I believe it's your first full-time year of playing professional disc golf. It doesn't matter how old or how young you are.
All
Am I
right.
the oldest? Do you know? Am I the oldest one to win it?
That's a good question.
I
How old
don't
are
know.
you?
32 now.
I'd have to go look through the list.
I bet you are.
Yeah, you old man.
Yeah. I went through a lot of sports before I got to disc golf. That's basically what it was.
Okay, yeah, let's talk a little bit about that. When was the last time we had you on the show was when?
I think after I won the Amateur World Championship.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say I know it's been a little while. What was your decision? Walk us through that thought process as to, not only of course playing high level amateur golf, but then when you said, okay, this is something I'm gonna take serious. I'm gonna go on the road, or I'm gonna tour for a majority or part of the year or all of the year. Like, what was all of that thought process for you to go out and say, hey, I'm gonna commit to try and? Did you even try to win this? Or did it just kind of happen because you played a lot?
Yeah.
Tell
About
us.
half of the year went by without me really thinking about this. And then the standings came out, and I was like in 6th or 7th place. And I had already traveled to 20 states playing disc golf. And it was like slightly embarrassing. It was like a shot that I hadn't put myself in the right position to be in the lead for Rookie of the Year standings, and these guys were ahead of me. So at that point, my priorities switched, and I checked out how you get points and stuff. I hadn't even looked into it. It's maybe a system that could use a little refreshing, possibly. I don't know that the point system for Rookie of the Year is a great system at this point, but we can talk about that another time.
Yeah, another time.
Okay.
It all started with the rookie or the Amateur World Championship, which we talked after that, and then Pro Discus reached out to me, and up until that point, I was going to go to a few big tournaments, but I was not going to do the full tour thing. And then once Pro Discus reached out, it was kind of like, I'm going to, I can work from the road. I'm in outside sales still. So I was like, I guess I'm going to do this. I've got an RV to take me around and sleep in for cheap. And that's how it kind of got started.
The rest is history.
Well, and that was going to be my next question is what did your I mean, let's be fair. There's only a handful of men and women at the highest level that can live comfortably on the road, let alone someone kind of just breaking into the pro division.
Orbitron.
What were, what kind of helped like push you over that edge? Was it the fact that just your sales job was something that you could do mobile and that you weren't locked into an office?
Yeah, that was for sure one of the keys. I wouldn't have been able to just sell plastic and play tournaments, I don't think, with that many new courses against just fields of guys that I'd never played against. It. And people say, you've never played against somebody. It's not like playing against that person necessarily is hard, but playing with Paul or Simon or Nate Sexton, he tossed me twice this year on tour, and it was just like a little intimidating to do Nate Sexton. It's stuff that you get used to. It's not something that's normal to everybody. Now there's kids coming up that act like it's not a big thing, but playing with those players is intimidating.
Like me.
There was a learning curve for sure.
We're on the screen.
So real quickly, just to set the stage a little bit, as I did a quick Google search, and I did come across PDGA.com Player and Rookie of the Year. Can we talk a little bit about what I'm seeing here? And I think that points come in from PDGA US Major Finish, as in Pro Worlds, USDGC, or USW, DGC. National Tour finish and international major finishes.
It's the top 10 places in the national tour event.
Okay, and then A tier, top 10 places as well is where you can earn points. Is that right? Or top 5?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, top 5.
So I actually want this to not.
And then you can only win a B tier. If you win a B tier, you get, I think it's like
5
points.
Yep.
And if you get 10th place at a national tour event, you get 1 point. I think.
Okay.
So I've got to beat like Ricky and Eagle and Barsby. Like you got to beat so many people at a national tour event just to get 1 point for getting 10th place. I got 9th place at the Hall of Fame Classic, and I think I got less points than if I had won a local B tier with no 1,000 rated players in it.
Okay.
It doesn't make much sense to me. I think it could use a little update, maybe.
Yeah, and speaking of update,
I was wondering if when it says national tour finish and international major finish, is that like the actual place, or is that the place based on rookies? Like if you're the top rookie, do you get 25 points versus, you don't have to take first place to get 25 points, correct?
Right.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, you do.
That's like actual. Yeah, it's crazy to think about. And
dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Simmer down.
I agree.
No.
In a different time, maybe with not as many really high caliber players, it could have made sense, possibly. But that seems like a stretch in itself as well. It's just in the day and age of all the good players we're playing against.
So if I put that behind, that'll work. That'll work great.
Top 10 in a national tour event, they deserve more than.
Well, and what I'll do is I'll also follow up specifically and say I feel like this could use a refresh from the perspective, which is where I thought you were going, Johnny, which it says national tour finish. You get a certain amount of points, as we're talking about, and then there's A-tier finishes. Now, let's all put us on the same plate and say a pro tour finish should be synonymous right now with a national tour finish.
Sure.
It's all pro tours are A tiers, so you get those points. But according to this chart, a pro tour finish is not as valuable as a national tour finish. And again, if we're going to go with the word updating, that definitely could use some updating in itself, right?
I agree, Terry.
Okay.
For sure.
I mean, because
100%,
we all know
Terry.
that the Pro Tour is housing as good of players, sometimes larger fields, sometimes even more, media and obligations on just as good or better courses. If we're gonna do the update, then that's one thing that gets thrown in there.
All those points should be based on only the people who qualify to be Rookie of the Year. If you finish the top Rookie of the Year, you should get 20, or top rookie, you should get 25 points, whether that's 8th place or 25th place. And then the other rookies should scale down from there. All right,
I just think that becomes a logistical nightmare of figuring out who's qualified. I'm not saying it shouldn't be updated, as we're gonna box you out here, Luke. We're gonna argue on our own.
Don't worry about us.
We got you here. I'm just saying that it needs an updating. I don't know if that's exactly it.
It is.
But
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
so we got that point.
Done and done. Next.
Yeah, exactly.
Appreciate that.
So,
that didn't work.
you do, once you get a grasp on this point structure, did you talk to other pros? Was there any sponsor,
step in the right
maybe
direction.
conversation as to if you won it or what that may or may not mean? Were any of those conversations, did those come up once you realized, hey, this thing's attainable?
Yeah, I started to, as I said, figure out the point system, talk to the people around me about the point system, which were like James Conrad and Nate Perkins, kind of talking to them, and they voiced the same opinion that I had, that it's a pretty broken system. If I can tie James Conrad at a national tour event, I definitely deserve more points than beating the local guys down at the Muni or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
I got reiteration from them, and then basically it was on me. I needed to play better golf. I hadn't gotten a top 10 at a pro tour or a national tour event to that point, and I played a bunch of new courses, and that was part of the struggle out there. When I got back to Texas is when I won the A tier at the VPO and ended up getting like 15 points, I believe is what you win for an A tier, and that was the margin I clinched it by, essentially. So it was it was once I got back to a familiar course that I really
So outside of the point system, what are your pro tips, or maybe we got to limit you because you're such a fresh pro, but no, what would you say? There's somebody else that's right now is thinking, man, tomorrow I might walk into my job. I've been meaning to quit. I just want to go on on tour full time. I just want to play golf. I think I've got the skills to do it. I've been practicing. I've been playing. I'm good locally. I'm ready to go on the tour. Like, what are you saying to that man or woman listening right now?
Do it. Like, this is your opportunity. You're probably not going to go pro at another sport if you've already put this much time into disc golf, and you're only going to get one chance at this thing, so you might as well take it.
You only got one shot.
Is literally nothing, and that's kind of the way I viewed it. If things didn't work out, which I never thought that they wouldn't, but if they didn't, I was going to be fine. I could go back to my job in Texas and sell packaging happily, knowing that I had tried at least to compete with the best players in something. And you'll always regret it probably if you don't.
There will always be work. A year later, there will always be work and other obligations. So if you can find any way to do it, I definitely like that.
I'm not sure if that's hopeful or depressing.
I mean, that's a great tip. But what would you say you really learned about being out on the road for this year?
I could write a book on what I learned.
Okay.
I felt like every single bad tournament I had was another learning experience about getting over things, playing emotionless golf. I talked to Steve Hill about that, and that was probably the most influential thing I learned, was just to not care so much about every single shot. Just you focus as hard as you can for that little short period of time, and then you let go of the results, and you're okay with them, and you move on and you do it again. And if you really believe that you're a good enough golfer, the golf itself will come to the top. The good golf will, if you just get out of your own way.
I'm gonna call. I sense or hear a little Paige Pierce influence in that, some of that statement. I feel like I've heard her say, and there's no probably better person to learn from, but I feel like I've heard her kind of say you need to really focus for that short period of time, and then after that, you need to relax till you get to your next
come
shot.
on, Terry.
And,
Everybody says that.
I think of Paige, fellow Texan. Were there some of the kind of groups you mentioned, Nate and James? There were kind of some, I hate to use the word clique in a bad way, but there were kind of some groups or cliques you kind of rolled with this year, wasn't there?
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not in the high school clique.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't mean it in a negative way, but there were little pockets of people that I saw you, surrounded by.
Paige was one of them for sure. She's an incredible competitor.
Don't like how that looks.
I learned all kinds of stuff from Paige this year. Alyssa doesn't play, but Alyssa's got a bunch of help for anybody willing to listen as well. Peter McBride, Dustin, Zoe.
Yep.
But it's a real big family. I've heard Paige talk about that just on that Smashboxx that you guys did in November. That there's the manufacturers, but everybody's friends out there. There's not people that you dislike or people that you're not trying to hang out with. We're all happy to see each other when we see each other. It's and help each other at the end of the day.
Well, I think back to one of my favorite memories of the year was a handful of us. I came up late to the party, so to speak, but a handful of us around the poker table at Maple Hill, and I'm not going to say I took your money. I don't think I did, but it was great because it was yourself, like you said, and Paige and James Conrad and Nate Perkins and Matty O and the and Kevin Jones and the conversation. There was almost no golf conversation. It was about where are you guys going fishing tomorrow, or where you just caught something. What lures were you using? I mean, it was everything but golf, and it was like you said, an extended family just sitting around a table, all trying to BS someone out of their money. Really,
it really is. It's incredible. I forgot to mention those two guys, Matty O and Kevin Jones. Those are two special human beings. I'm stoked to be a teammate of theirs this year. Looking forward to that.
All right, so let's talk about that. There's a good segue. Now with Prodigy, and how did that relationship? Was it the people? Was it just a deal and a bargain that you couldn't pass up when an offer came along, or you pursue them, or how did that unfold?
Yeah, there was after the VPO, I got a little traction with Latitude. And then I reached out to Prodigy, talked to Charlie Cavalier a few times, but then we got to speak in person at the Next Gen Finals in Austin. He was there helping Dave out, and he and I sat down and kind of talked about what it would look like. And the people at Prodigy I love right off the bat. I spent some time with them in Portland, and from Seppo Paiu down to the two I've mentioned, and I don't know Chris Dickerson much, but Charlie Cavalier is a special person too, and I think that his influence in Prodigy is definitely helping him. It's been a benefit, and I see big things for Prodigy. I like the plastic. Like you said, the people, they're doing big things in the commentating gigs for this year as well. They're going places. It feels like they're not just settled in their ways, looking to push the envelope.
I think that's I was gonna say, I think that's important in a manufacturer, especially someone from your perspective is looking at a manufacturer and saying, not just what can they give me now, but where are they going in 3 years, in 5 years? If they can tell you that, I think that's really important.
Good point, Johnny.
I agree, John. Yeah.
So in talking to them, you obviously must have discussed your tour plans, your schedule, things on and off the course. I would have to assume are part of that conversation. What does 2020 look like for you?
Well, I'm not in a green and black RV. Luckily, I bought a van actually yesterday, and it's in the shop getting a few tweaks and stuff done. But then I'm headed down to Arkansas to convert it with a friend, and then it'll be wrapped at some point with Prodigy Wrap, and it'll be my tour vehicle. So I'm looking forward to having a little bit of smaller space. Just didn't need all that last year, and better fuel economy, and a place that I can sell discs out of. I'm going to be an authorized vendor for Prodigy Disc Golf this year, so I'll be setting up at most of the big events. Seeing the fans and saying hey to people, and also selling some good plastic.
It feels like that's become obviously the way to go is getting the van. Today I saw some updates from Brian Earhart, his van, and the progress that he's got going. Yeah, I know we kind of joke about everyone doing these. I'd love to if we had like a mini series or even some kind of a like a sitcom race of all of you guys. Like you guys are all doing your van builds, essentially starting at the same time, and then checking in on everyone's progress. I think that could be really great to see.
I think at some point
crazy.
we're gonna, if we keep progressing, we're gonna have a van man.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm a van man. I'm a Van Derzen, but I don't know anything about converting vans. But we're gonna have somebody that everybody looks to and goes, "Oh, dude, this guy can convert a van like nobody's business. He's the one you want to go to." And I think the way our sport is progressing, it's almost inevitable.
Now,
step up and make some cash. That sounds like an offer right there.
It does. I don't trust Johnny with any tools,
No,
but
I'm good with tools, but I wouldn't say converting vans.
What you do have the luxury to follow that point, though. You have the luxury of seeing what's worked really well and maybe not so well. I mean, you've probably intimately seen the Paige Pierce van. You've seen Nate Perkins' van and the Discmania van.
Poor choice of words.
So some of those vans you've seen. What are some of the likes and dislikes or things that you're gonna do to make your own?
Yeah, I actually went the route that Brian Earhart is going. I got a Ram ProMaster 2500 high roof, 159-inch wheelbase. That's a little specific, but that's exactly what you got. And
that's great because there are people out there that might actually
know what that means,
know what all that means, and they're like, "Oh, now I can look at maybe some younger guys. I mean, not that you're old." But are looking at getting a van and say, "Mom, Dad, this is what I want to do."
Yeah,
that's perfect. That's perfect information.
So the ProMaster's got vertical walls, which are easier to work with. It's also 77 inches wide, so you can lay a queen size bed in sideways and save a bunch of extra space that way. And it's got a backup camera most of the time. There's a bunch of pluses with the ProMaster, and it's just like a front wheel drive, pretty basic. If it breaks down, it's pretty easy to fix. There's a bunch of positives that went into it, and Brian's doing all this work before me, and Lindsay, who's doing it with him, and they've been already super helpful in helping me decide which ways I'm going to go. So,
yeah, today I saw
positives, basic. There's a bunch of pluses with the ProMaster, and it's just like a front wheel drive, pretty basic. If it breaks down, it's pretty easy to fix. There's a bunch of positives that went into it. And Brian's doing all this work before me, and
whatever. Like, there's just so much that you're going to be able to gain from 2 batteries mounted. They've got their cooler / fridge is obviously a really good start. But has there been anything else you learned from Nate's van or Paige's van or anyone else's? Sarah Holcomb comes to mind. Is there anyone else that you've seen something from?
I know that James's solar panel system is like the best solar panel system anybody's got. Lots of people have reached out to him to figure out solar for their own vans. So once he gets back from Thailand or whatever, this is the worst part about doing my van conversion now is they're all in Thailand literally right now. It's hard to get a hold of them. They're all on the beach. They don't have time for me.
Yeah, Terry's on his way there. Don't worry.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll send you some photos of the beach in a few days. And I know somebody just shouted out from that's over in Thailand right now, and as they're saying hi. It's about 10:30 in the morning over at Koh Samui, which is awesome. So again, now your timeline? You said you're going to go to Arkansas, but your timeline is to have that up and running, and are you then turning around and trying to get out to Arizona for the start of the season, or Vegas, or what's kind of your plan?
I'm going to start in Arizona. Okay. I've never played Vegas. I hadn't played it yet. People have practiced it as if it was a national tour for many years. So I just, as soon as not go out there, and it's like $300 to play this year is what I was told. And for just an A tier, that seemed a little steep. Plus, like I said, I hadn't played the course. So I'm just going to start in Arizona, and that gives me a little more time to figure out the van and the wrap as well. I'm working with the artist that did Nate Perkins' wrap design. So
was that Manny? Was that Manny, or was that someone else?
No, it was John Bowen, I think.
Okay.
Let me give you his correct.
Yeah.
John Dorn.
Oh, John Dorn.
John
He's
Dorn.
a Wisconsin
John
boy.
Dorn is from Wisconsin here.
Yeah.
We know him very well.
He's done a lot of
That's right.
disc golf
Johnny played Am Worlds with him
association
in
artwork.
2000.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, I believe it was. It was a great round.
Legendary. So awesome. I just saw John a few days ago, and to put it out there, when we're talking vans, that is arguably best looking is, I don't know if that's the right word, but it's aesthetically probably one of the best looking van/wraps on the tour is Nate Perkins. So
Agree.
Yeah, I agree. It's sharp.
Luke
Do you know
agrees
what
too.
yours is going to look like? Can you give us a general?
Luke's
I've
face.
got some thoughts on it.
Okay.
He and I haven't figured out exacts yet.
Luke's
so I
face
can't give you
tiled.
specifics, but it'll be hopefully within the month. It'll be on the van and driving around.
All right, we'll check it out on the social media.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this year, yeah, it sounds like you're kicking things off. That makes sense. I would say, arguably, if you haven't been to the Vegas event and then trying to come in there fresh, the one biggest obstacle, you had a few of them. I think the biggest obstacle for someone like yourself, a newer guy on the tour, is there's 3 courses you have to learn. That would be one of the significant downsides in that case. Is like, yeah, it's 4 rounds of golf and such, and it's not necessarily attached to one of the tours. But the fact that you got to learn 3 courses, I can understand that being a pretty big obstacle. But what does your tour otherwise look like? Do we just expect to see you national tour, pro tour, majors, that kind of standard?
Yeah, for
At
the most
least.
part. I didn't make it to the Pro Tour finale last year, which I was highly disappointed about, and that's at the top of my goal list for this year. So
As
I'm
were
going to
we.
make sure to get all the Pro Tour events. I actually missed a couple last year, and that hurt me, as well as playing bad in the other ones. But so I'm,
That too.
That'll do it.
Between those two things,
those two didn't go well, but it'll go differently this year. I'm quite
Yep.
certain.
I mean, come on, you got to earn yourself a pro tour card,
Yeah, I
right?
do.
Get yourself a baseball card, which I love. You got to earn those, and
those should be
Yes.
coming out pretty soon. This year's. That'll be good. I'm excited.
This year's.
awesome. Anything off the beaten path? I mean, I could probably almost recite your entire year then, but you must be sprinkling in something off the beaten path, whether it's a new event or a week off to go fish or hunt or go do something else crazy. Like, is there anything else that's maybe somewhat unexpected?
I plan on going to Europe again. I don't know if that's
Okay.
expected, but that's probably a beaten path. Off the beaten path, I'd like to spend some more time in North Dakota this year. I found this lake that was kind of in the middle of nowhere that had a bunch of petrified wood and like fluorescent agates, and I'm a big mineral head, so
Fluorescent
getting out and
agates.
finding some rocks will definitely be something.
Band
do
name, I call
at
it.
At some points this year. I think 42 states last year, and I dug rocks in like 20 something of them. So I got to keep that going. Are you, John? Are you a rock guy?
No, not at all. I was just going to say that's a hobby I haven't heard before. I mean, we know a lot of our golfers are nature lovers, bird watchers, hunters, fishers. I've never heard of like a rock head, so to speak, and someone that just goes
is.
out and finds different types of rocks.
That's the thing with
I
beards.
enjoyed the geology class that I took in
It just
college.
keeps
but,
going.
it was called. I think we called it Rocks for Jocks because it
I
was
love-
just
I'm
really
almost, like,
basic
looking
kind of
right-
thing. But I think that's a really cool, different type of hobby to have.
Yeah, totally.
I'm not going to
Well,
say
and if
that
I
I'm
could-
the one that
oh,
got him
sorry,
into
Luke.
it, but Madison Walker and Calvin Heinberg got pretty into finding rocks as well this year. They hit this spot in Oregon where they have thunder eggs, and they got some incredible specimens from there.
Well, the thing about thunder
we dug
eggs,
rocks
if
in
I could,
Illinois with like Tina and Matt Bell. Matt Bell is real into it with me as well. We hit a bunch of different places. And,
Luke,
Perkins
one
has
thing
gotten
about
super
geology.
into it as well. So
Sorry,
That's awesome.
One thing about
it's a
geology.
fun thing to do, and sometimes you're finding really valuable material too.
Well,
so-
Right. Well, what I was
of course,
saying was
the entrepreneur
Terry,
in myself. That was my next question. Is there a side hustle of selling them? Do you just collect them? Are you going to put them in a case for your man cave someday? Like what do you do with these?
I got
when you
this
come
rock
across
from
them?
Luke Humphreys.
All of those things. I'm in the hoarding stage right now, unfortunately. I've just
True
got
story.
piles of
Actually,
them, buckets,
I did
boxes,
use it as a paperweight.
thousands of pounds probably. Lots of it is at my parents' house, which is where I'm at right now in Wichita, Kansas, doing some odds and ends, just
Oh
kind
my
of figuring
gosh,
things
I
out
should
before I go
drive
to
over to his
Arkansas.
parents' house.
And
Oh my
yeah, I
gosh.
probably need to start selling them. Really, I mean, there's a bunch of people that like them. So
Do you take them to Facebook or Craigslist, or do you take them into a shop or a jewelry store where, like,
yeah.
educate me?
Yeah, a rock store is the best place to start. I just take a couple boxes of some good specimens in there and just see if they're interested in buying them or trading. I'm always down to trade and see, he's got a bunch of this and I need a bunch of that, or, whatever it may be.
Spoken like a hoarder. I like it.
Terry
Yeah,
knows.
supposed to be selling them, and all I did was trade for some other stuff and come back with at least the same amount. Yeah, but that's a good place to start. I've gone on Etsy and eBay before, and a little bit of Craigslist. But I should honestly get on it a little more. I think
You
it's
should.
yeah.
Well, we'll know. We can always judge your tour season by how many rocks you have for sale. If things aren't going so well, we might see a few of those out there and for sale as you're trying to make it to the next event. But that is awesome to have, not only that knowledge, but then just that thing to keep you preoccupied outside of just golf 24/7. Because I feel like
Well
the
said,
burnout
Terry.
from our players comes from this anxiousness of getting on the road and loving it and fully embracing it. But then with that comes the potential for burnout so quickly, and keeping yourself preoccupied with other things.
Yeah.
That seems like a great crossover.
Yeah, it definitely helped last year for sure, and looking forward to it this year as well.
So now I've got so many other rock-related questions, which I never thought I'd say. What's your most valuable one, though?
I'm gonna rock. It's probably worth the house payment. I'm somewhere around $20,000.
Oh, like not a mortgage payment, like a house payment.
Yeah, you could buy a cheap house in the right
Yeah,
state.
you literally could.
Wow. Okay.
It's like a 45-pound quartz crystal cluster with black phantoms in the inside of it from Arkansas. It's a magnificent piece. I think he'd say the same if he saw it.
Look at he's glowing.
He is.
I love it.
This is why you tune into Smashboxx. You didn't get this on the PDGA podcast.
I don't know. I didn't listen to it.
I've actually got a high-end flea market spot in Dallas, in Frisco. It's at the Frisco Mercantile, and I keep, I don't know, 70, 80 minerals in there, and it's in that one right now with a pretty hefty price tag on it. Just kind of shopping it, seeing if anybody wants it.
Yeah, if somebody bites, they buy it, right?
Yeah, and if they don't, I keep it. I'm cool either way.
Yeah.
Wow.
I love it.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
Is it just rocks, or have you gone out to like Montana and done anything with, I know there's spots you can do dinosaur bones and things like that, or are you just strictly kind of the rock guy?
I got into the fossils a little bit this year, but they don't interest me as much as the minerals do. I was in Montana digging some smoky quartz though this year with my tour partner Jamie Espinoza. At that point, we found some really cool stuff.
Well,
there's a place called
that's
Crystal
about all
Park,
I can
think, and
listen
it's
to
free dig.
rocks.
You can just cruise up there and
Luke,
dig crystals if you want. And
see you
it's in the middle of
soon. See you on the
nowhere,
course,
so
buddy.
it takes a while to
Guys,
get
thanks
to
for
it, but
watching. I have
if you
no
wanna make
idea
the
what this
journey,
was.
pretty cool
So
crystals.
But I'm leaving.
That's it. If I ever tour with someone, I want to tour